A sleepy stage in the Vuelta a Espana. You could have taken a Siesta. It's pretty nice weather at the moment. They were hoping for crosswinds, but they didn't eventuate. Some sprint deviations. This was from Monzon Templario to Zaragoza. And as you can see from that sort of shot, we're in open plain territory where if there was any crosswind at any point above 15 kilometers an hour, then there would have been splits. The problem was the wind wasn't playing ball today for the organisers, so a bit risky to have this stage on a Saturday, and despite the riders being diagonally across the road, that was because it was mostly cross headwind, so we had a breakaway of just 3 guys from Cofidis, Burgos, Beace, and Caja Rural, Bo, Samitier, and Farah. And so for the GC teams, for Vingegaard, pretty stress-free day. We do finish on a city circuit in Zaragoza where you always have to be careful. For Bahrain Victoria, it's a pretty enjoyable day in red for Torsten Tran. They don't have to pull, and he's not going to lose the jersey. Ayuso joking with Novak. So everyone pretty relaxed, as you would be after winning yesterday's stage. Ayuso would actually deliberately lose more time today, so he could probably go on the break tomorrow. But at the intermediate sprint with 42.5 Ks to go, Israel Premier Tech with Stewart, they were following the lead out of Bernard and Danhola, which tried to surprise Vernon. Philipsen's not contesting this, so I think Philipsen is just going for stage win. I'm not sure if he'll abandon the race or if he doesn't have the shape to go for green. Stewart tried to roll Pedersen. There was 2 spots left for 13 and 10 points. Pedersen takes the 13 points, and then Vernon's like, I'll just save the legs and roll in for the 10 points. So a 3-point delta between them. And then we've obviously got a lot of points at the finish because it's one of the flat maximum sprint stages. Pedersen joking with Stewart afterwards. So yeah, nothing really happens. And then we enter the circuit of Zaragoza. The GC teams get a little bit more interested. Visma Leasebike come to the front with the whole team for Jonas Vingegaard to keep him safe with 27 Ks to go. We have a 5-kilometer rule today. And the breakaway is caught with like 17 Ks to go. There's a little hill with 11 left, which is like 250 meters, 11%. I would have liked to have seen a few more punchy hills thrown into the city circuit, to be honest, like the Naples stage, which we've had in the Giro a few times where Narvaez nearly won. Stage 9 last year was quite exciting. This was a bit of a procession. And, nothing happened. But fortunately, no crashes. We see Alpecin trying to maintain good position. Q365 for Pidcock, I guess. And then 5Ks to go. Visma gets to the front and then pull off the front and then say, sprint teams, you have at it. It wasn't very narrow roads, though. So it wasn't, for city circuits as they go, they can be worse than this. Sometimes, like the Lecce stage in the Giro, that city circuit was crazy tight this year in the Giro. But Lotto come to the front. They got a good lead out here. Experienced. Jasper de Boist, Viviani are experienced. Segart strong. Liam Slock is strong. And they just dominate the left-hand side of the road. I mean, Wanty do a decent job for Arne Marit. There's nearly police getting collected. That's why you want to maybe be able to see what's in front of you. But Lotto never leave the left side. They dominate that left side for the entirety of the last 4Ks. Really, really impressive. You see Alpecin with 3, just like they were in the other stages. They've got Ricard first, then Plancart, and then Jasper Philipsen, of course, who's the favorite for the stage. But here, Ganna starts his lead out. He came over Kwiatkowski, I think just a little bit too hard. And then Turner jumped in front of Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski then kind of like through this corner, loses the wheel, then doesn't know, do I spend the energy to jump back to the wheel to my own lead out? And now Turner slots onto the wheel of Viviani. Fabio Christen, I think, was there. Pedersen's obviously having to do the lead out himself. But also, look, Philipsen's lost the wheel of his lead out. So the lead out's getting jumbled up a little bit. It's Lotto who are the ones now with Segart pulling who can control exactly what they want with their destiny. Then Picnic Postnell come up for the right-hand side. I don't know what happened to them. And Van Uden. Ricard bursts through the middle. It's wide. Like, if 500 to go, you can shoot from the back. Look how wide this is. There's no big trains. The problem is, Turner needed Kwiatkowski for him on the inside. Pedersen's tracking Plancart pretty well, and you're thinking if he follows Plancart and Kwiatkowski, he might be able to get a good result here. But then Kwiatkowski half drops the wheel of Plancart. Plancart goes inside. Where's Philipsen? Nowhere. Coquard jumps around the bend early. Viviani then jumps on the other side of De Boist. He sprints towards the barriers. I mean, it was a long bending finish. And then Plancart sees Philipsen coming through that gap, opens up that gap for him. And without that, probably Philipsen wouldn't have won. Viviani opens up just on the inside right at the end. He gets relegated nonetheless. But you see, I was surprised Pedersen didn't jump early. Coquard jumps him. And Philipsen comes from, I mean, he gets the perfect drag in by Coquard. The problem is then it gets a bit jumbled because Viviani sprints diagonally. Coquard sprints, diagonally in, and then he goes out again because of Viviani. Then Viviani's going quicker, so he wants to sprint into Viviani's slipstream, so he sprints left. That pinches Turner off, so Turner has to brake. And Yurkovsky might have won, Like, they're funny how things can happen. And Yurkovsky for Cofidis, he ends like 20th. He was coming up the inside the quicker line. If Plancart didn't box him, he was coming with speed. But yeah, Viviani gets relegated, obviously deservedly. Like, he sprinted completely diagonally. Philipsen wins anyway. Coquard also got relegated. So Philipsen wins, Vernon third, Marit fourth, then Foldager, Mikkels, Gruel, Kristen, Ben Turner, and Mads Pedersen rounding out the top 10. Here's what Philipsen had to say after the stage.
Everything go as you wanted today?
Yeah, we won, so then we cannot complain.
Wasn't Viviani a bit closer to you?
Yeah, I lost the wheel of my teammate. So I think they did an incredible lead out again, but I was not there, and I tried to communicate, but it's difficult in the last kilometer, and then I had to find my way, take a bit extra wind, and really come late because my legs were concrete. And I was just managed to win, so really happy, and the effort of the team has not been for nothing.
This is your 15th victory in a Grand Tour.
15th?
Never 15.
Yes.
Do you feel that it counts?
Yeah, for sure. Every Grand Tour win is always a special one, and it's never easy. You suffer a lot of days in the mountains to get here, and from now on it's also going to be a tough Vuelta, but with 2 wins it always makes it a bit more easy.
In terms of GC, no changes. Thorsten Thrane keeps the lead, 2:33 of Vingegaard, who's 8 seconds ahead of Almeida, 9 seconds ahead of Ciccone. Tomorrow we have another uphill finish, but the last 5Ks are 2%, so yeah, like, I don't know, the GC guys probably aren't going to do anything, most likely. It'll be another breakaway win. That's why Ayuso lost more time today with Vine, and Ayuso will probably win tomorrow. So I hope you enjoy the video. See you then. Ciao, ciao.